Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Today, Mars is finally stationing direct, but the journey is not totally done yet. Yes, Mars is stationing direct and Mars is going to now retrace the degrees point that it's retrograded. So we are going to step into this final phase, this phase 3 of post-shadow energy of Mars retrograde. So from now until early May, we will still be in the post-shadow phase of Mars retrograde. But from now on, you might start to see the energy is starting to ease up a little bit, given you have done and faced your Mars retrograde stories. So Mars is actually not moving at all right now, standing still. As of actually February 11, Mars has been at this 7 degrees in Cancer, and it's going to continue to sit there until March 8. So we still have a couple weeks to go. I would say if you have any planets or points at 7 degrees in Cancer, maybe 16 and 18 as well, but seriously, if you have anything at 7 degrees in Cancer, I am sending you the biggest hug right now. And if you do, I want to chat with you. I want to see how this Mars retrograde has been for you. Would love to hear from you, so comment below, because Mars is just sitting there and Mars needs to move. So when this energy is being trapped there, essentially, it's very irritating. It can be very annoying. So the next couple of weeks until March 8th, some of us, especially if you have 7 degrees in Cancer or anything in Cancer, if you are I would say sun rising, moon maybe as well in Cancer, if you have any points or planets at 17 degrees in any cardinal sign, so that would be Aries, Cancer, of course, Libra and Capricorn, you are feeling that energy, and it can be very irritable. It can be very annoying, like something is not sitting well. And with Mars in Cancer, this can be an internal feeling, an emotion that you're feeling through. Maybe you're feeling lost, you're feeling angry, you're feeling just this uneasiness sitting within. Maybe you are moving through something difficult in your life right now. Maybe something related to your family, because Cancer talks about family. Maybe there's some really icky neighbor you have to deal with, family members you have to deal with, or the home situation or environment is just making you very uncomfortable, going through some, renovation, things like that, something break in your home that's making you very frustrated, or whatever it is. And sometimes Cancer can also represent our relationship with our mother, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. Moon is associated with feminine energy, which can be our maternal figures. So things like that can be very extra triggering and inflame in some way, shape, or form. So do take care of yourself. The most important thing is to sit through what is coming up and to allow yourself to really embrace that emotions, because one of the biggest lesson in this Mars retrograde is emotion regulation, because Mars retrograde is really allowing our anger to be our teacher. How can you allow your anger, your emotions to also be your teacher, to maybe allow you to go deep and dig down to the root cause of what is causing all these emotions and feelings coming up? And maybe this is you needing to work through some personal issues, maybe some traumas, maybe family issues, maybe a relationship thing, right? It can be different things, because we're all moving through our own personal human story journey. So, but the main theme is about your unresolved, suppressed emotions, anger that is coming up, that you're not dealing with, that you're trying to avoid. Mars retrograde in Cancer this time, also in Leo, is bringing up for you as a message. So let your anger let your suppressed emotions be your teacher and see what you have to work through. And when you're able to work through them, when you're able to embrace that part of yourself and let yourself be the student and work through them, guess what? Jupiter is going to enter Cancer later this year and is going to repair, bless, and give you all those good, expensive energy that you have been moving through during this Mars retrograde. So just hang tight in the next month and a half while we work through this last phase of Mars retrograde. And now this is the uneasy, vulnerable part where I want to share my Mars retrograde story with you. I promise that I want to be able to show up more by sharing my own story, how I move through some of these astrological transit, because I believe when I'm able to do that, I'm able to allow all of you to relate to these transit more and just let you know that I'm there with you every step of the way, that I am also moving through all this astrological transit and energies, and that we are all in this journey together, that we're all here to support each other. So I'm not just like a weather report person here. So my Mars retrograde, there's two main things. One was so literal because I took pictures, I wrote down the dates, and when I look back, some of you might know, some people that are close to me know that something happened in my apartment. So right on the day that Mars enter its pre-shadow phase, the phase 1 of Mars retrograde on October, that's the day when the ceiling in both of our washroom in the apartment and parts of the living room area kind of fall apart, has a leak. There is this water coming down, and we later found out it was one of the apartment up in one of the floors burst, and it lead to a leak to all the apartments down below. So it was really big damage. We were one of the lucky ones actually, because our apartment only suffer from the damages. The ceiling literally need to be cut out and repaired in both of the bathrooms and a small part in the living room. But that is already one of the smallest damage in amongst all the other apartments. Like some of the people need to evacuate because they literally got their whole apartment flooding. So yeah, it was really bad. And what is Mars? Mars is the energy of severing, cutting. There's literally cutting of the ceiling. There's like 3 big holes, and then it's a water sign, Cancer, that talks about home. So literally our home is under attack right as Mars enter its pre-shadow retrograde energy. And there was, it takes a while for the building to do anything. We had to wait for the team to arrange and come and inspect and to decide what to do. And our ceiling did not get repaired until December. Guess when was that? That was literally the day when Mars station retrograde, phase 2 of Mars retrograde. That was the week that our apartment received the repair. People came in. It took a few days for them to really finish up all the work that needs to be done. Literally that week when Mars station retrograde, that was the week the team came in and worked on our home and repair it. And guess what? The repairing is still happening in the building. Not all the apartment got fixed, and they are scheduled to be fully done in the next month. So that is towards the end when we step out of that final phase of post-shadow energy of Mars retrograde. Like, hello? Oh my goodness. I was just like looking at the dates when I took those pictures, and I'm just like amazed. Not amazed, it was a pain in the ass, but nonetheless, when I look at the dates, I'm just like, what? Anyway, so that was one of my Mars retrograde story. The other one is a little bit uneasy, but I choose to share it because I feel like when we can all share, it makes it more personal and relatable. So here it is. So Mars retrograde this time was between two signs. Mars retrograde at 6 degrees in Leo, back into Cancer, 17 degrees in Cancer. So I'm a Sag rising. Leo is my 9th house, which talks about spirituality, spiritual belief, learning and teaching. It talks about long distance travel, talks about long-term plan, and so on and so forth. Cancer is my 8th house, which talks about other people resources, but it also talks about your own self-undoing sometime, what is really happening internally within you as well. And I have to admit, this Mars retrograde was a little bit gnarly for me personally, internally, because I really have some anger. I really needed to allow this anger, the suppressed emotion, to really come up, allow me and embrace them and learn from them to do some serious shadow work. And I believe mission accomplished, so to say. So during this Mars retrograde, when it was in Leo, it was really clear that it's quite different. So this Mars retrograde also opposed my natal moon in Aquarius. So that emotion is really coming up forefront for me, because moon is our emotions, our inner world. You know, it's the side that we don't really share in the public. And I'm a Sag rising. I'm all happy in the outside. I don't tend to share, you know, the negative side or what I'm really moving through. And I'm also a Scorpio sun and Aquarius moon, so we got the two fixed sign there as well. So for me to share is it takes a lot. So yeah, so this Mars retrograde, what really came up is my anger. I was feeling really angry. I was like angry and crying almost every night by myself because of what is happening around the world. I was frustrated with you know, how there are still so many people that bypass, that will not educate themselves or be aware of what is happening. And on the social media, you can still see a lot of people bypassing and I was angry. I was angry with myself that I'm not doing enough. I am not sharing enough. I was angry about what is happening, and then I was angry with myself of not doing enough, of like what else I can do. But I'm also angry because I know I'm scared sometimes to share, because I don't want to be that person that's like very outspoken, in your face type of energy, because I feel like sometimes that can draw people away instead of being that influence that I want to be. So I'm constantly like trying to decide what is the best approach to do, and I feel like sometimes I was not doing enough, and I was really angry with myself. And then I was like also angry with how I wish more people will, you know, do more. But then I was angry because I'm like, well, Nat, you're such a hypocrite. You're not doing enough. So why are you judging other people? So I'm angry with myself being angry. So all this anger is just like boiling up, coming up. And I was just like, oh my God, this is like a never-ending cycle. I need to really just sit with it and allow this anger to be my teacher, to uncover what is underneath it, right? What is beneath it? What is it trying to teach me? And it took a while because it's hard, right? You really need to sit in the dark, to face those emotion, and to do some shadow work about it. And But I also feel like those are the moments where I was able to really connect with myself more, to understand myself more, and to have grace for myself and others as well. And I learned that, you know what, everyone is working through whatever they are working through in life. And maybe, yes, it's a spectrum, right? I have to understand that. I cannot expect myself, I cannot compare myself to people that I feel like are showing up more and feel bad about it. And I can't compare myself with people that I wish will show up more and feel like they're not doing enough, because everyone is just showing up the way they know how to. And that should be enough. And I cannot keep on blaming myself or other people for how they're showing up. Because in the end, after all, we can only try our best, do our best, and let that be enough. And everyone learn, grow, show up in their own time. And maybe some people are just not ready yet. Some people show up in different way where you cannot see. Showing up on social media should not dictate your entirety of how you show up in general. And I really need to learn and sit with that myself and be able to reconcile all these emotions that are feeling up, the anger that's coming up, and learn from them that not everyone will love what I share. Not everyone will agree what I want to share and talk about, because I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, not everyone is my cup of tea, so why should I expect myself to be everyone's cup of tea, right? So I need to make that relation and know that, you know, people that share the same mindset, values, and energy will align with me. And those who don't, well, they don't. And let that be okay. I just need to make sure at the end of the day, I'm showing up the way I want to. And I just want to try my best to constantly educate myself and show up in my own energy, speaking my truth, that standing up for something that I strongly believe in, and just hope that this can influence people that share the same value with me, or maybe inspire others to be curious if they are not, right? If they don't. And I don't know. I mean, our world is going cuckoo, right? And we can all just try our best and have more grace and show more kindness to each other. And hopefully, you know, we can remember that together we are stronger. And no matter where we are in this world, no matter what you believe in, no matter you are near or far away from the worst thing that is happening in the world right now, we are all one. It does not matter. But when you can really connect the dot, then you will see how each of us have that sacred responsibility to really contribute to the greater good, to the collective, because in the end of the day, we're all living on this earth together. So how can we, I feel like it's hard for us to leave this world better than we came in, but how can we help repair it? How can we try our best to leave it not as bad? So yeah, I'm going off at a little tangent right now, but I just want to share my Mars retrograde story, share what I'm moving through, and let you all know that I'm not just here every week telling you all this transit and just let it be. I'm also moving through all this astrological transit with you, with my clients that I work with, that, you know, together we are on this journey together. Let us continue to learn. Let us continue to be kind and help each other through this journey. And while we do that, and see how we can also help contribute as well. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to me, and I would love to also hear from you. So feel free to share if you feel comfortable to your Mars retrograde story. What are you moving through right now? What came up for you? What are you still moving through? And I'm just sending you all so much love. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.